Disney, we really like talking to Miss Moore too, because she's like a Disney, she knows everything about Disney. She knows more about Disney than Walt Disney did.
I do, yes.
Yeah, it's really crazy. So, and you know, we're going to talk, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to go through this super quick today because we only have like 20 minutes to talk to you guys about this. But I mentioned I'm the music director. You can't make a bad choice when it comes to your music class. But I'll get this. You don't hear me okay? Yeah. I'm going to give this to Miss Moore. I am, but my favorite is obviously band. I've grown up in band. I love band. And the biggest reason that I love band is because we have so many different instruments and so many different sounds that we can use to create music. And so what I decided to do today, we're going to start off by, I could introduce the instruments to you, but isn't it a little bit more fun to actually hear from the people who play them? So here's what I'm going to do for a moment. I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to allow them to introduce all the instruments, and then we're going to let you hear the sections of the band play so that you know what each one of them sounds like. And then I'll answer any questions and stuff like that here in just a minute, okay? So I'm going to let Ms. Moore, she's going to introduce some of these folks. These are all students who are in our 7th or 8th grade, so they've been playing for either 1.5 or 2.5 years. And they're going to tell you a little bit about band and about the instruments they play, all right?
Hello, my name is Woodwind and I play the flute.
Tell me what school you went to as well.
I went to Wyatt. My favorite thing about the flute is that it's very different from all the other instruments. Aside from being held sideways, we usually have the melodies, which are, in my opinion, the most fun parts to play, and we have some high notes, which can scare your brothers if you want to.
She's going to play a high note for you so you can hear it. That's really great for scaring siblings. Awesome.
My favorite thing about band is that it's different than all your other classes. Homework is you just get to practice your instrument, you get to play however much you want to. And we have parties and concerts and contests, and the people in the band become some of your closest friends after you've been with them for like 3 years.
So that's the flute. Next up, we have...
My name is Alice and I play the oboe. I'm from Andrews. My favorite thing about the oboe is that it's a specialist instrument and only a few people get picked to play this instrument. And my favorite thing about band is that we're like a giant family, especially when we're like playing fun songs on stage. It's really fun because we get to grow together and improve together, and we can relate to each other, and we have each other's backs too.
Can we hear a couple of notes from the oboe? Next up is Rashad.
I play the bassoon. I'm from Andrews. So my favorite thing about the bassoon is its tone. And it's low and medium range. It has this warm and mellow tone, and when you go high, it has this soft and delicate tone. My favorite thing about band is that we're all a family. We do everything together. Like we rehearse together, and we go and have fun together. Like we go to places like Hurricane Harbor, Main Event, Whirly Ball, and Group Dynamics. So that's what I love about band.
I think his bassoon also looks like a tree. Do you think it looks like a tree? I think it looks like a tree. Yeah, and a bazooka, definitely. That's a weapon of mass destruction right there. Okay.
Hi, my name is Zoya, and I play the clarinet, and I went to Wyatt. So I like playing the clarinet because this instrument gets a lot, most of the melodies in the band, which is really fun to play. And not only that, but the clarinet sounds really pretty, and a lot of the things you play can sound good on itself. And in 6th grade, there's a big solo that you can audition for if you play the clarinet. That's fun. That's a fun thing. And my favorite thing about band would be all the fun concerts and field trips we get to take because you make some of your best friends on those trips.
Can we hear a couple of notes from clarinet?
Hello, my name is Mateo, and I play the bass clarinet. My favorite thing about bass clarinet is that we get like really low and dark notes, and it's fun to play. My favorite thing about band is that we all start off like pretty bad, and we get really good over the years.
And the bass clarinet's one of our instruments that you can play in 7th and 8th grade. All students start out with regular clarinet in 6th grade, but then in 7th and 8th grade you get a chance to play this instrument. Can we hear a couple of notes, Mateo? That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Believe it or not, that's the smaller one he plays.
There's one over there. Hey, Mateo, go step over there next to your concert bass clarinet.
We'll keep going, but you guys can take a peek at it. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Anish, and I went to Skaggs. I play the saxophone. So Something I like about the saxophone, it's really easy to play at the beginning. This looks hard, but saxophone good. Also, we can play a lot of styles. There's classical, there's rock, there's jazz, and there's even pop. Like, we can play different songs for a saxophone, like Despacito. About band, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually really hard to make friends in 6th grade, but through beginning band, I made most of my friends, and I still hang out with them. And I can't forget about the trips. We go to Hurricane Harbor, medieval times. And the best thing about band is the first day of beginning band, you don't really need to know anything. I walked into beginning band not really knowing that much about music, and I walked out in the best band.
Hey guys, my name is Ashley Zhang, and I play the tenor sax, which is like a really cool instrument. So my favorite thing about it is probably like the varieties of music you can play. Like Anish said, you can play from like jazz to classical to like pop and rock. But my favorite thing to do on the saxophone is to play like really fast.
Like, you notes for us? So tenor saxophone for us is something else that you also get to play in 7th and 8th grade. They all start out on alto saxophone. Then these are one of our specialty instruments.
And one of my favorite things about band is how the directors are all really helpful and really including. So even though like at the beginning of 6th grade I was really ignorant about my instrument, and then like now I ended up in the top band, which just like shows how far you can get with the director's help.
Hello, my name is Simon Dom, and I play the bass sax, and I went to Andrews. The thing that I like about my instrument is that I'm the powerhouse of the saxophones, so I'm the biggest and I'm the loudest. And my favorite thing about band is that I like going on the trips to medieval times and a main event. And the chicken over there in medieval times is really good, so you should go.
Why don't you play a few notes for us, Si?
My name's Vinna. I went to Wyatt. I play trumpet. And what I love about trumpet is that you can play really loud and you get to play a lot of the melody in most of the songs that we play in band. And I love band because you get to go on a lot of trips and you get to play at concerts and competitions where you really make a bond with a lot of the people in your band. And those friends that you make in band are the ones that you keep on hanging out with for a long year.
And the trumpet's special because they can do something that we hear a lot of time on Christmas music. They get to do this special thing. Manal, you want to show us what it is? And they can make a horse whinny, so it makes it sound like a horse whinny, like it's in the sleigh ride. Next up, we have the French horn.
Hello, my name is Kathleen. I play the French horn, and one of my favorite things about the French horn is that we actually also have a lot of the main melodies in songs and also TV things like the Imperial March and Hedwig's theme. That's all French horn. And we are actually one of the most difficult instruments in the band, but doesn't make it like less fun to play.
It's just more challenging. It takes some smart students, and all of you look like smart ones to me. I think you can handle it.
And the thing I love most about band is how, well, there are some days when we completely suck, but we're always there for each other, no matter what happens, and the directors are always there for us whenever we're feeling bad, and they build us up as not only in music, but as people.
Hi, my name is Katie. I play Euphonium. My favorite thing about the Euphonium is it's a smaller version of the tuba, but it has a really melodic sound. And my favorite thing about band is how it brings you closer to other people who might be from other schools, and you just make friends.
And this is a mini version of what you'll see here in just a second, which is our tuba. Katie, you want to play a few notes for us? That's cool.
Hi, my name is Blair, and I play the trombone. I went to Wyatt. My favorite thing about the trombone is that it's the only instrument in the band with a slide, which means that you can do a thing called a glissando. And my favorite thing about band is getting your music and playing it together as a group. And sometimes it doesn't go as planned, but that like at the end of the year, it sounds really cool, and sometimes you can even get goosebumps, and that's like the best feeling in the world.
Hi, my name is Campbell, and I play the tuba. I went to Wyatt, and my favorite thing about playing the tuba is that it's a really big instrument, and even the band directors will tell the band that everyone has to listen to the tubas because everyone has to work off of our sound. And my favorite part about band is that we not only learn how to play our instruments, but we learn how to have life skills and be good people as well.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Ananya, and I went to
Andrews. I went to Wyatt, and we are percussionists. My favorite thing about my instrument is that I actually get to play multiple different instruments. You can see us running across the back to change. My favorite instrument is tempo blocks, which are like little wood blocks all put together.
My favorite instrument is the timpani, those four pitched kettle drums back there. I like playing them really, really hard.
We actually get to hit a lot of things really hard, like the bass drum. You know, it's all about that bass. The bass drum is part of battery percussion, which is with most drums. We also have mallet percussion, which you may have tried out in your music class.
And last but not least, we have accessory percussion. Some of our favorites include vibroslap, woodblock, and castanets. And also, our hands!
My favorite thing about band is that we got to meet a lot of our friends and we got to do it while we were doing something we love.
Band is the perfect opportunity to meet amazing people with amazing talents.
So very quickly now, I'm going to let you hear each of these sections. They're going to play just a little song that they've got ready for you. They're going to play something as a whole band. So this is going to be our flute section. I hope you'll recognize it, especially if you're a fan of The Little Mermaid. Flutes. Thank you. I tell you what, just so I can move a little quicker, I appreciate y'all applauding. But let's do this. Let's wait and let's clap when everybody's done, and that way you can hear them all super fast, okay? Next, I'm going to let you hear the oboes and the bassoons. You saw them. They're going to play together for a piece I think you'll recognize also. Ready? And next we're going to have our clarinets, our bass clarinets, and we already showed you this big old contrabass clarinet. They're going to play this. We'll see if you recognize it. And now we're going to hear the saxophones, another one that I think you'll enjoy. And a 1, a 3, a 1, 2. French horns, actually, for just a moment. And this one was mentioned, I think you'll know what it is as well. So, horns. 1, 2, 3, 7. Trumpet section, they're going to play one that I know you'll all know for sure. Here we go. We're going to let the trombones, the euphoniums, and tubas, they're all going to play at the same time, because they're what they affectionately call the low brass section altogether. And they're going to play my theme song for me. All right, ready? 1, 2, set. Our last section, we're going to let you hear our drum line play. Now, of course, they play a lot of different instruments, but they're going to do a cadence for you real quick.
Are you ready, kids? By themselves, we're going to let you hear them sort of all together. And we were playing some pep tunes as you were coming in, but this next one's going to be combined for all of them. While they're doing that, I just want to tell you a couple of quick things. Number one, one of the biggest questions I get from people who want to do band say, what if I don't play an instrument? That's okay. You have to know nothing. I mean, I tell everybody, I'm like, all you have to do is be able to come into the room, and we'll be in the halls helping you do that. Okay, so we'll throw you directions, let you know where to go. But I'll show you just so that you know, too, that I'm not making this up. Raise your hand if you did not play your instrument before you got here. Okay, now I'll show you just a couple other things real quick. Another one says, do I get to pick my instrument? The answer is yes, but I'm going to ask you guys to raise your hand. How many of you saw an instrument when they introduced them that you really don't know much about? Okay, so when you sign up for band, what you do is you come in and you get to try out the instruments, and then we work with you to help you pick out the one that you're going to play next year, okay? But we're not like, here, you're playing this, but I don't want to, too bad. We don't do that, okay? We're gonna help you out with that. And so yes, you do get to do that as well. What about, does it cost a lot of money to have to buy a horn? Instruments, most of them are rented. Some of them, depending on what it is, are provided by the school, but I want everybody to understand this. We do not ever want money to be a reason that you can't be in our band. If that is an issue, your parents can talk to me and we're gonna figure something out. Okay? If you want to do this, we want to be here for you. All right? Another one says, can you do sports and also be in band? Raise your hand if you do sports in school or out. Doesn't matter. Either way. Yeah, there we go. They do sports.
Foreign language? Foreign language?
What?
Advanced math? Yeah, so they can do all of these things. What if you get braces? Braces? There you go. Yeah, they can do that too. Okay, so that's not a problem. If you're interested in doing this, again, the only thing you have to do is when you get your schedule card. Have you already gotten those? No? Okay, you'll take your schedule card home, circle band, and then what's going to happen next is you just wait, and I'm going to send you some information, and you can sign up for a time to come in and meet with us. Okay? And that's all it is. You just circle band, turn it in, and then I'll be in touch with you. Okay? Cool. Any Star Trek fans? Star Trek? I like Star Wars too. Well, we already played some Star Wars for you. We're going to do a little Star Trek real quick, okay? This is from Star Trek Into Darkness. it today. So here's what I'll tell you. You get this little packet from us. And one thing to remember, every people at ricemsband.com. ricemsband.com.
ricemsband.com.
That is where you can find a lot of information, including some stuff about all the different instruments. So here's my thing is I welcome questions. People can email me if they have a question about band. I especially welcome them when they come from you. So I like to actually hear from students. But your parents are welcome to talk to me as well. I'll be at the parent meeting tonight if you have questions. Otherwise, we thank you for being a fantastic audience of stars for us today. And we hope y'all have a good time. We get to have another